Sometimes people are gonna judge. Some things are beautiful, some things are broken. Only difference is the one eye that's open. Perfect peace in the one's eyes in motion. Cause what you see now is the one time of hope and one time of love and one time of grace. Sometimes I'm with it and sometimes I ain't. Sometimes I'm strong at other times I'm faint. But the beauty in it all that there's no restraint. Word, cause you define that. Look hard enough then you could find that. It's hard work but you could grind that. Beautiful and broken, you combine that. You define that. Look hard enough and you could find that. It's hard work but you could grind that. Beautiful and broken, you combine that.
I'm beautiful and broken. Now I'm open. I am who I'm supposed to be. Finally, I know. You said I've changed because I have. I'm not beautiful, beautiful. I am. I'm broken into pieces. Yeah. Finally, I'm who I'm supposed to be. Finally, I'm the one I wanna be. Yeah. Beautiful, broken. I'm beautifully broken.
The views and opinions expressed on Beautiful Broken are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Performer Media LLC. Any ideas, products, or services suggested or endorsed by the guests or the hosts are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, government, or individual.
We live in a world where people of all ages and body types surround us. Some of them with the most beautiful smiles. Behind most of those smiles are stories you can't even imagine. You have support all around you, even from those people that you might not even know. My name is Brittany Mahan, and we all are beautiful broken.
Hello everyone, welcome to Beautiful Broken. I'm your host, Brittany Mahan. It's a lovely Tuesday night, and I'm with my one and only Doreen Silva. How are we doing tonight?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? I always say I'm good. How are you?
I know, we have to start the show different, but I don't know how to flow into it unless I do that. So tonight's episode is super, super awesome. Marcus Middleton is a COO of CDJ Apparel. He is going to tell you all about it. They have sick hats, awesome t-shirts, awesome sweatshirts. But before we get into his story, like, entrepreneurship, I think, is very interesting because it's something that a lot of people... When you hear the word entrepreneur, what do you think of?
I think of somebody trying to start their own business. Mm-hmm. That's the first, or just their own product, them being the product. Like, not just, because it's not just always a business. Sometimes you are your own product, like what you sell yourself.
Right.
Not you sell yourself, but you know what I mean?
Just like with prostitutes out here. No, I think of an old person, to be honest. When I think of an entrepreneur.
I think now... Mm-hmm. I think of more young people than I do of old people. I think now there's more young people being entrepreneurs than there are older people.
Yeah, no, I have now started to shift my mindset with that, but when I was probably in high school and I thought of an entrepreneur, I definitely thought that it was anyone between the ages of 40 to 60. I really,
wow.
Yeah.
Maybe then it was.
Yeah, probably, honestly. But I'm so proud of when I come across, so I'm an entrepreneur and I have my own company, obviously, it's Beautiful Broken, and you know, I'm doing other things on the side also. And it is one of the most gladiating positions to ever be in as someone who's trying to make themselves.
What do you mean gladiating? I gotta hear that.
So I just, every day you have to fight the constant battle of doubting yourself. If your product's good enough, you have to constantly battle, is your price matching the efforts that you're gonna do in order to give the client what they deserve? You have to battle, am I good or am I better than the competition out there? And you constantly just have to be your best and your biggest fan. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
I think it does take a lot of believing in yourself. Definitely takes a lot of believing in yourself.
And you just have to keep hoping that, you know, eventually people will jump on the bandwagon.
I mean, I think that that's everybody, whether you're opening a restaurant, whether you're opening a store, you always just want people to like what you're doing. And
right.
I think you said the more you put into it, the more people are going to love it. And I think it takes your personality too, because the more people like you, they're going to want to support you.
Right. And I think in today's society, I just watched Kevin Hart's his stand-up. It was on Netflix. It was literally hilarious.
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched it. No.
I love Kevin Hart. He just makes me so happy. But his whole thing is like, don't give a, and I can't say the word, but he just doesn't care. Like, he says whatever he wants to say on the show. And the whole point of me even talking about as a comedian is that he built himself up, right? And he had to be a brand, and people had to like him in order to want to watch him, in order to think he's funny. So he was doing a skit about how this generation films everything. He goes, y'all are just snitches everywhere. Like, no one can get away from you. You just film it all. He's like, back in the day, you could do something and ain't nobody gonna know about it. And
I think that was what gave me anxiety for the longest time, because especially, you know, when you're at the gym, you could be that person at the gym, do something wrong, and somebody's gonna be right there with their phone, like, look at her thinking that she's doing this right.
You know what it was? Because to be completely honest, and not to go too off track, but filming someone without their knowledge used to be illegal. It used to be illegal, and it used to be called being a stalker.
Yeah.
And now we have made that the norm. And it makes people like on edge.
Totally off topic too, but when I worked at IKEA, like, if you pissed somebody off, first things they'd start doing was taking their phone out and recording you, and you're like, why are you recording me? Oh, because you did this wrong, or you said this to me, and you're like, damn, I gotta worry about being on the internet now, and I'm just trying to do my job.
Right. And I think there's benefits and there's downfalls. Being an entrepreneur, I think you do want to always put your best foot forward, right? Because Beautiful Broken is my brand. If you guys don't like me as a person, you're not going to like my brand, and there goes what I'm trying to build.
And that's what's, I think, the hard part about it, is that now somebody could like your brand, but just because they don't like you.
Yeah, gosh, I have any haters from back in my day, they ain't gonna like Beautiful Broken, and it ain't nothing that I could do. Younger Britt was, she was hard to handle.
I think it could go both ways. Somebody could like it and then think, oh wow, I didn't like her, but maybe now I do. Right.
I could change people's perception, and I think that's what's kind of cool about. I think what's so unique. Oh, hi Tevin, how you doing, hun? I first saw Kevin Hart in Scary Movie 3. Really? Was he in that?
I don't remember that.
I love Scary Movie.
Actually, Scary Movie is not. I was thinking of Scream, so I didn't see Scary Movie 3.
Scary. I honestly hate scary movies, but the scary movies that they were making fun of scary movies, I'm there. I was there every time.
But you were saying?
Yeah, so what was I saying? I completely blanked. Kevin's just distracted me. No, it's just about being an entrepreneur, and I think in today's society, so a lot of people like Kate Spade or something like that, right? Like, she has a whole brand and we know her name. I don't know what she looks like. Do you know what she looks like?
No.
Right.
I mean, I think actually I do.
Oh.
But...
Well, there's other brands. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Back in the day, brands were a name, and then the product was what people knew, right? Like, you knew sneakers, Nike. Like, who is the owner of Nike? I honestly don't know. But you know that there's a human that owns Nike. But we know Nike, and we see Nike everywhere, but we don't know the owner of Nike, right? And I think in our generation, CEOs, COOs, founders, whatever they are can also and may be the new face of their brand. It's not so much just, I'm behind the scenes, let me hide. It's they're now getting their face out there and people know them.
Right. I think they should get the recognition at least. I mean, whether somebody wants to stay hidden, that's on them, and keep themselves private, that's a different thing.
Is that even an option nowadays, though?
I think it could be.
Okay.
I definitely think it could be. I mean, if you choose enough to stay private, you can.
Yeah. I mean, just stay off your phone, right?
I mean, I always think of this artist, and his name's Banksy, and nobody knows what he looks like because he's made it. Nobody can see what he looks like. Even the people that are other artists that have seen what he looks like have kept him so private. They never show his face. Nobody knows what he looks like at all.
I'm too late for that road. I'm like, maybe
he makes millions and nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows what he looks like.
Honestly, I was thinking about that I was like, wow, I'm the owner of this and my face is going to be everywhere. But like, It's a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to take it back now. I want to be behind the scenes.
No, you don't. You're like, maybe I don't.
All right, everyone. So we're going to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to bring Marcus Middleton. And we're just going to talk about what his journey was like being an entrepreneur.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
I heard that.
It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet breaking, record breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside, find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out Chic and STEM to get started.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm your host, Brittany Mahan. That's my girl, Doreen Silva. And tonight we are talking all about entrepreneurship and owning your own business. So let's welcome in our guest, Marcus Middleton. What is going on?
What's good, Joe?
Hi. Oh, hi, Mom. That was
that was so cute. So Marcus is 26 years old, right? You turned 26 already?
Yeah. I pay my own insurance.
So tell us a little bit about CDJ.
All right. Yeah, so CDJ, we're a Black-owned apparel company, small business. We started about 3 years ago. About 1.5 years ago, we became official LLC. Now we're about a team of 5 deep. My 2 co-partners in Clyde Neba and Durham Alarm. Shout out to y'all. And then we have our 2 ambassadors and interns in Brandon and Naya. Shout out to y'all too. Thank y'all for all your work. But so CDJ, what we do is we help businesses, brands establish themselves, help themselves grow, right? Is if you want to be or start a company, if you want to start your own brand and you want to make t-shirts, you don't necessarily know how, you don't know where to start, you can reach out to us. We'll do your marketing, we'll do your logistics, your shipping, your handling. We can help you with design. We can pretty much do everything, a one-stop shop in that sense. And then underneath that, we have our 69 brand.
So before we get to the 69 brand, the reason I ran into, so me and Marcus went to high school together. We go way back. Little young Marcus over here. He was like the b-ball star. He played at TD Garden. Okay, we're not going to go back in time, but it's good. He has a good story. And so he went from like being an athlete to then kind of be, after, you get out of college, you're like, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know. And so he loves music and he kind of put his passion into being around. Still, I saw Marcus Smart wear your 69 brand.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
very
that was
cool.
really, really cool, especially since you love basketball as much as you do.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh
really
my God.
cool.
And I wanted to make t-shirts and hats and stuff for Beautiful Broken. And so I reached out to Marcus and I said, hey, I saw you just started your own kind of clothing line. You want to tell me more about it? We went over, I had a business meeting. meeting with him, and in the future, probably after this, next coming 2021, we'll have some clothing and some hats for Beautiful Broken for all you out there who want to get a Marcus Middleton made hat.
I'm trying to close that deal.
But what inspired 69?
Man. So first off,
does that say best position?
I was going to say that's what I said.
I mean, you're not wrong.
B&P, just to let you guys know, But no, 69, I think it's definitely something that I'm very passionate about. I think that it's something that's kind of been ingrained in like kind of who I am and also who my partners are in this business, right?
Now, does it have to do with sex?
So first off, free marketing 69, of course, we're going to take the sexual innuendo, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It definitely has a deeper meaning, at least to us.
Do you know that was the first sex position I ever learned?
Oh,
not
Jeez, go right to the 69.
Put yourself in the best position.
What I mean by that, we were walking, and I was like a kid. Like, it was all talk. There was no touching, so everyone get your head out of the damn gutter. But
in the gutter.
This kid was like, there's a position that's after a number. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I never heard anything about sex. And they was like 69. And I was like, what is 69? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, get it, like the 6 and the 9. And I was like, oh. So that's my one story.
So you didn't actually, that wasn't your first position, it was the one you first heard of. Okay.
Way different.
That would have been, imagine if that was my first position ever. That would have been a lot.
I was like, wow, you went right to that.
No judgment here.
Okay, so now what does it mean for you?
So 69, I think it means to be bold, to be confident, to be comfortable in your own skin and kind of be out there, right?
Can we just look at what Jenna Conti just said? She's calling you out.
What'd she say?
I never seen Marcus act so shy.
I'm in front of the cameras. I feel like a celebrity. So.
We're gassing him up, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
Okay, keep going.
But yeah, so I think it's about being bold. It's about being confident. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and being out there, right? Is if you look at the number 69 right away, you think about the sexual innuendo and everything that has to come with that, right? Mm-hmm. But to us, we look at it like perspective and being bold. So if you draw a number 6 between you and I, it's going to look like a 9 to me and a 6 to you. It's just how you want to look at it. And we really looked at it like, we're first off a black-owned business. We're all black engineers, nice. And so coming into an industry where we're minorities in race and we're minorities in our industry in which we're trying to go into, it's just something that you gotta be bold. You automatically stand out when you're on campus. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to be comfortable in your own skin. And so we started this business, selling some hats, and next thing you know, we're
boom.
Here.
You know what I love? Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at the thing on your phone. Is that your logo right there? Because it does look like an eye. So is that the whole perspective
Hold on,
thing?
flash it in front.
Okay, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it looks like an eyeball.
You know what I kind of view 69 as? Because it's another perspective. The peace sign. The white and the black. I always thought that was the overall full picture.
Exactly.
Of peace is a 69.
That's interesting.
What do you call that? The yin and yang.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So one of our followers is asking you a question. Marcus, what advice can you give to someone just starting out?
Take risk. I would also say don't be afraid to just kind of chase after it and ask for things. Our biggest thing is networking. I think that's where our kind of platform builds into. That's why I kind of want to jump on the show is build your network, reach out to me, reach out to whomever's on the show and ask for some favors. Ask how we can collaborate, do things of that nature. We've definitely can't take all the success on our own. We definitely had positions and partners and people who have helped us progress. So definitely take risk and don't be afraid to ask.
I love that. I think that's the number one thing that new people have to know and understand is you sitting in your room by yourself thinking you can just do it by yourself is never ever going to get you anywhere. You can't. It 100% is about the people who back you up and support you all the way.
That's a good question too, because I was going to ask that too, like what advice you would give to people just starting out.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I think we definitely started with the 69 brand. That's what really launched us into become CDJ and be able to provide all the different services I mentioned in order to help you do whatever you need to in terms of growing your brand. But in terms of growing a business, I think that again, we've done things like we've partnered and asked for like Society on High and Bijou, and we've had like pop-up shops inside of those with different DJs within Boston. So we're building off each other's network. I'm hoping that, of course, like I will feed off your network as well, but hopefully you'll feed off my network as well. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you'll get more people, more views, and maybe somebody will get a hat. And that's, we both feed off of that. And we're all about everybody eating, you know. It's not being selfish. It's about if you can build your network, if you can build a solid team, like I have, again, shout out to y'all, then that's how you really grow. Is I know that I'm not great at everything. I'm strong in different things, and so there's going to be someone who will be able to fill that hole, and there's no point in me wasting my time trying to fill that hole. Let me just bring someone whose strength that is, and let's grow our team right away exponentially instead of me trying to learn and grow.
Exactly. And that's a lot of the missing people assume that they have to have it all figured out. They assume that they have to know how to create a website. They have to know how to create, like, I don't know how to make clothes. You lost me on that. So I'm going to reach out to Marcus, and Marcus is going to make the brand, and I'm going to just be like, thank you so much. Here's a check.
That's also what can stop people from doing anything, like you just said, sitting in a room thinking that you can like do it and then you're not gonna. But those things, all those thoughts and not knowing how to get started can stop somebody from even getting started at all. Because like you were saying in the beginning, the doubting and all that stuff comes to your mind, and you think you can't do it, but if you don't do something, you're not gonna go. You're not gonna get started at all.
Right. And Louis Bello, hey Louis, he just said hi, and he's a musician, he's a country singer, and he's a prime example of just being on your own journey, having to believe in yourself. Like I can't imagine
putting yourself in the best position.
Yes, I can't imagine being a musician having to start from scratch when there's so many people with such amazing voices out there. And
I gotta get you a hat, brother.
I know. I almost wish you had a hat to do a giveaway. I would do a giveaway.
We can make that happen.
We can make that happen.
Oh.
You think we can make that happen? Okay. Well, if you guys comment below, and I see your comment, and then if we do a call-in, maybe Marcus will be generous enough to give away a hat. But yeah, so tell us a little bit more about, like, I love the raw story of how when you were sitting together with your boys, like how did 69 get created?
All right, yeah, so the backstory of how it originally happened is, so I was in college and we officially started the company our senior year, but my freshman year I walked in and 69 was just huge. Everybody was just 69 this, 69 that, and I definitely jumped on that bandwagon, right? And I started posting 69. And
is that because of the rapper 69?
No, that was before he even.
Really? Yeah. This just strictly was because of a sex position?
College. No, yeah, well, not even,
well, so that's the thing. How big 69 was, like, not even just like
the
obviously
number.
The
I'm so confused.
So 69 wasn't even really. We started the brand 69 before 69.
Hold on one second. Louis, if you call in right now, we'll give you a hat. Do we have the number, Mike? Louis, call in 781-347-2210.
I like that.
Okay, so keep going. So 69.
Yeah, so it kind of ties into what you're saying. It wasn't just a sex position. It was over our 4 years, 69 developed into its own brand, right? It wasn't so much of a giddy like, oh, sexual innuendo thing. Like people were literally using it to be like, almost using it like as like a status, like, oh, I achieved something. I was successful in it. Like, oh, we achieved 69, and at our school on basketball, everyone would start cheering.
Oh, okay.
You
Really?
know? Yeah. So
Did I miss this wagon that everyone was on?
No, it was definitely. So I'm not gonna lie, it definitely started at our school for sure. Like it was just something that built into its own brand there, and then so that's when me and my roommate looked at each other and we were like, yo, we can capitalize on this at least. We're hustlers. We want to make a little bit of money if we can. Start off making like 25 hats. And like, okay, cool, maybe 25 people buy them, whatever, we make a little bit of money. And they sold in like a week.
Really?
So then we did it again, got like 40 hats, sold in like a week.
So you're
again.
like best customers, people in school at first?
I think that we definitely 100%, yes. Okay. And I think that's another business tip that I would give someone is to understand who your demographic is and kind of reach and go towards them. I think that's also why we've definitely been heavy in focusing on our internship and ambassador program in colleges, where Brandon Texera was our first intern and again crushed it after we left our college experience, right? Is no matter what, you're always going to get the free marketing of the 6ix9ine and the sexual innuendo and all of that. But as you get to look into our brand, it means a little bit more.
But at the same time, like the 6'9" sex sells kind of, it can be the grabber, you know. Like,
is there a song 369 999?
I think I know what you're talking about, but I
for sure. It definitely is a smart business move in both ways.
Definitely.
No matter which way you want to look at it. If it's a
all right. Sorry, not to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Louis, are you with us?
I'm here, yes.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
Hi.
How you doing?
So Louis is the man, the absolute man. He's what you do everything now. I feel like your music and the genre of your music has changed.
It has, yeah. I'm a country guy. I just got back from Nashville actually 2 days ago. So back in Boston.
Well, when's your next show?
I'm doing some private shows out in LA next week. Doing some Christmas parties.
Oh, I love that. Do you have any shows in Boston coming up?
No, not until COVID kind of dies down a little bit.
If so, I'm gonna need the VIP access.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely want to promote one of those hats for you. Man.
I got one for you, brother. I got one for you.
I know. Do we have one? Are we gonna show it for him? Calling in, Lou. We appreciate it, Lou. For all our listeners out there, being an entrepreneur yourself in the music industry, what would be your advice to them?
You just gotta constantly reinvent yourself. You can never get stuck in one mindset. And I think COVID has taught us all that just when you think everything is kind of like cookie cutter, you have to be able to like break the mold because stuff like this happens. And I think you need that mindset constantly in your career, whatever business it is. You know.
Oh, I love that.
I like that
for sure. Want to show him the hat?
Yeah. I got a CDJ hat for you right here.
I would definitely rock that.
I got you. I'll put it in a nice little bag and everything. And I'll let Brittany ship it over.
Yeah, I'll have
appreciate that.
You're coming on the show next, Louis. So.
Well, let me know. I love what you girls are doing. Mike, great job, and you guys are awesome.
Well, if we're also handing out gifts too, ladies, I got something.
Oh, that is so sweet, Louis. Thank you so much for calling. I'll talk to you soon, love.
I gotta show this off too. We gotta make sure we show these off. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Ooh, look at this one. Mine's maroon. Are you? Can I put it on with the? No,
I was gonna say I can't. I don't know if I can put it on. I'll try.
We're just gonna. Look at this. Honestly.
I'm copying him right here.
We're about to wear these hats for the rest of the show. Are you kidding me? I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I like it. I think the maroon matches very nicely with the white.
Definitely looks good for sure.
Woo! So where can they buy these hats, Marcus?
So we have a website, cdjapparel.com. You guys can go ahead, purchase the items on there. Thank you very much.
Look at that fancy website. Look at the little stars at the top.
And if you ever want to work with us, if you ever want to collab there as well, make some hats together, you do whatever service you need in order to start your brand, you can also sign up here.
Love it, guys. I know the maroon is fire, dude. Look at this. And honestly, it's so comfortable. It is. It's
that one sways.
Super. I know this one. I feel like a whole new person.
I almost wore my army pants tonight too, and I did it.
Y'all were feeling each other. I love when the universe makes us all. Can you guys even see me now, though? Hold on.
I know. I feel like I can't.
Like, am I undercover?
I gotta tuck mine in.
Let's talk about the story real quick. It's so off track, but it's a good story. Doreen had a girlfriend one time who was so jealous of her.
Oh no, you always bring this up.
It was so because
I thought you were gonna talk about the other story.
No, well, let me finish that story. So she had a girlfriend who was so jealous of her that she would put on a hat, and her girlfriend would tell her to never wear hats because she looked ugly in it.
People like it doesn't look good. I'm like feeling like I don't look good in it.
No, you look so good in it.
If you're in the best position, you know?
Best position.
I really do. I gotta show that though.
Wait, what was the other story you were
I was telling him how me and one of my friends always talked about wanting to start a clothing line.
See,
and
you should.
Don't say that out loud because we're putting that up.
I
we
know.
are doing
well, I was
it.
gonna say, I mean, I gotta give I gotta give her the credit for that because she was the one that kind of coined it. Because I used to say it all the time, and I would always say it. I want to say it because I don't want to.
You can say it, but we're taking.
Say it either.
Don't say. Should we? No, because we can't do it. We can't do it. It's just so good. We can't do it yet. But we'll keep you guys on your toes.
Some clothing, and now you guys are tuned in. Coming soon. Apparel dropping.
Yeah, the clothing is coming. I promise. Your girl just has to figure out her finances.
But another thing, you don't need a lot of money.
How?
When people come to you, do you come with the ideas of what the artist looks like, or do they give you an idea and you make it, or how does that work?
It kind of goes both ways. So one of my partners, Derm Alarms, is the one who does all of our graphic design, and he's really, really great with that. He's very creative. He's great on the Adobe Cloud and creating all of that. So it's almost like a tattoo artist. If you come with a rough sketch, we'll be able to come with a couple of different designs until you figure out which one that you actually want. And then in terms of actually producing clothing, you don't need a lot of money, right? Is where we kind of differentiate ourselves is if you come with your budget, right? I want to start your clothing company, you know, and I only have maybe $50, $100, $200.
That's how little we can start with.
I mean, it depends. You have to keep your
I got $20. I'll hand it to you right now.
So, I mean, $20 you're not really going to work with, but you have to keep your expectations right? It's
right.
like if you come with $50 or $100, of course you're investing in yourself, which you should do, and I think that everyone should invest in themselves and take that risk, of course.
Right.
But you have to be realistic. $100, if that's all you have, you're going to get X amount of shirts. Maybe it's not the most, but the idea of where we come in is we make sure and give you our best practice of how you can make the most money off that, so you can then re-up, maybe cop a little bit more shirts, hats, whatever it is that you need to do, and then continue to grow that way, step by step.
Yeah.
It's a marathon.
So since he brought up the whole COVID thing, how's business going for you with COVID?
Oh man, so I'm not gonna lie, COVID definitely did take a hit on us, right? We were definitely on a big growth in where we kind of went into, we bought a lot of inventory for our marketing. Spring break was coming up, big college students and things of that nature. So that was definitely tough for us, but we definitely rebounded. I mean, I think that there was a great quote earlier, is you just got to keep redefining yourself.
Yeah,
right?
that was good.
You just got to keep taking risks. You got to keep believing in yourselves, and you got to put yourself out there. You got to promote yourself. You got to believe in it. You know, if I didn't believe that everybody would look good in these hats, then like I'm not gonna sell anything. And
these are my favorite styled hats. I love the curve. I like whenever because I worked at Red Sox for 4 years, right? And you get a baseball hat, and usually when you get the baseball hat, it's flat, right? And you look like an idiot. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with those flat hats? I hate those flat hats.
Especially
not on
for
my face.
Well, I was gonna say, but these are good for all faces. Certain people, you know, sometimes a hat's like you gotta have a specific type of hat to look good on your face. But I think that it's always good because sometimes you ever buy a hat and you want to just like squeeze it in the front.
Did you bend
make
these?
it look like that?
so we got a little trade secret.
He has a bender. He has a bender. He's a man though. I feel like men always know how to bend their hats so perfectly. I always, you know what I used to do? I'm not lying to nobody. I used to just squeeze it, and then it would look like a little triangle. Yeah. Shit, I was so mad. Oh, sorry. I was so mad. Jeremy asks, though, you, Marcus, how can you turn nothing into something, especially since someone's starting in the middle of the pandemic?
Turn nothing into something. Well, first off, you never know if you're going to be successful, right? So I think that it definitely comes down to take that risk, especially while we're young. I don't necessarily know your age or whatever the case may be. I really believe in high risk, right? The only thing that I don't really believe in failure. I look at them as learning lessons. So if I take a risk and I end up learning something from that, then I'm going to reinvent myself, and then I'm going to take a new risk, you know? And as long as I keep doing that, you're going to naturally just carve a path of success if you just keep trying and learning.
I've heard that saying, like, fail forward.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy just said it again. He said, Brittany, every risk you take, you succeed because you don't have fear of failure. Okay. Facts. I just don't. I don't know where it comes from. I just, like, there's no failing in my mind, because if it doesn't work out, I just truly believe, and like, not to get religious or anything, but I just have so much faith in this universe that they have my back. And if you don't believe that the universe has your back, you are never going to beat me. Like, I already won this game. And that's why I keep winning this game, because I'm already running with the universe. Like, I'm thinking the universe is going to deliver. Boom, they deliver every single time. And that's just where my passion, that's where my power comes from.
And you a hustler.
I mean, I don't sleep. I mean, I definitely sleep. But my number one thing was I gave for good probably 5 years of the beginning of my journey. I did so much stuff for free. And I'm sorry.
That's it.
Some of y'all are brats. Some of y'all are like, I ain't acting or I ain't doing because I'm not getting paid. And that's when you fail. Yep. Because you want to put $1 over helping out another person. Yep. Help that person, make that person succeed, and then you're an asset to the business, and they can't get rid of you. They need you at that point. See what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that a lot. I think we have a perfect example of that. I don't know, all of y'all, if you live in Boston, if you ever heard of Society on High, right, is we kind of took that risk, right, is where we developed that partnership. We actually made all of their clothes for their bouncers, bartenders, everybody like that. So anytime you walked into there, you see our gear. And we did that up front, but that's okay because the business that we made on the back end. How many people were going to
see it?
How many people saw it, how many pop-up shops and events that we were able to host there. They brought their own crowd, things of that nature. It really ended up working out. It was a risk. It was something we were scared about at first, but
right. And you're always, this is the thing, you're always scared. There's never a moment where you're like, I'm feeling great. Like, this is just, I have no money in the bank and I'm trying to support myself, but, no fear. Like, no, you're terrified. You're shaking, you're sweating, you're crying a little bit. And then somehow the universe is like, I got you.
Well, that's one of my affirmations. It really, like, the universe is always supporting me. That's one of I always say that one. Everything is always working out for me.
Everything is always working out.
Get into existence for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
These people want to talk so down to themselves. They want to be like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm negative. And I'm sorry, I am not with you when you're alone in your bedroom, okay? That's one-on-one, that's you on you.
Unless you work in.
Yeah.
Especially though, even something small though, for me, I always say, like, if I'm going to go somewhere and I worry about a parking spot. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there and there's going to,
see,
I don't even want to say it out loud, but I've been driving with a rejection sticker for a while. Okay,
let me just put it out there. You just put it out there to everybody.
But I don't care. Honestly, everybody that knows me knows I have, and I don't even worry about getting pulled over at this point because I'm like, I don't even care if I get pulled over. What's going to happen? I'm just going to get caught with a rejection sticker, and I still have not gotten pulled over. So I'm still saying the universe always supports
every time I put like the parking spot, every single time I'm like, there's a spot and it's mine and it will be there.
That's what I say.
Every time I'm like,
and it's always there. Like even me right here, I was like, I'm not bringing a jacket tonight, and I'm gonna get a parking spot right by the building. And I drove here, and there was a parking spot outside. I'm like, didn't bring my jacket. There I go.
I'm telling you right now, it's a mindset. The entrepreneur battlefield is a mindset.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely ups and downs.
How do you work on your mindset when it's negative?
I definitely have different outlets. I think that I've definitely been an active person. I think that exercise is definitely a big one for me personally.
Exercise, like working out exercise? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big competitor. Big competitor in everything.
He was so good. He was like one of the best basketball players on our team.
That's awesome. Working out is a huge thing. Even I know Brittany's got her whole working out thing too for her goal coming up too.
Miss Massachusetts, if anyone wants to help your girl out, she's taking donations.
I'm actually going to take the hat off though because I feel like I just did.
But and I started working out nonstop, and it's funny. Okay, Thanksgiving kicked me in the butt. It took your girl 5 days to recover. I don't know what happened.
Was it the food?
It was the food. It was the drinking. It was the.
You had a lot of birthdays around that time too, didn't you?
No, I don't know what happened. It was just, I think I worked out like 2 or 3 times that week, and then I ate a lot of turkey. I had a glass of wine. Then the next day, I finished a whole bottle. And it went very drastic.
But even with goals, I know it's really important to set small goals first.
Yes.
Instead of, if you have that one big goal, you're not going to get to that big goal because you're going to be afraid to fail when you have that big goal. So having like small ones first and,
There's
accomplishing
something
those.
about accomplishing a small goal too that just something just for your morale, like your confidence, just like, all right, cool, I did that, now let's do it again.
I'm not going to lie to you. So a lot of people say the scale is like the enemy, right? But I've never actually tracked my weight ever. So this is like the first time I'm actually doing it. I kid you not, I never got more excited than when I step on that damn scale and I lost a pound. Like, I'm like, look at that pound go. Like,
that could be a goal, just losing that 1 pound.
Yeah, and okay, maybe I have a goal to lose 30 or whatever it is, but that 1 pound, if that 1 pound doesn't go today, the next pound won't go tomorrow, and that 30 won't add up. You know what I mean? So I cheer the small stuff, and I think that's where a lot of people do fail, is that they take the little stuff for granted. If you have 1 follower on Instagram and then the next day you have 20, you need to cheer that 20 people just started following you.
Exactly.
You don't have 100 million like Beyonce, but like, come on now. She started with 1 also at one point.
I think a big thing with us too is just patience, right? Patience is a huge thing. Nipsey said it the best. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? You got to take your wins when you can get them. You got to praise your little successes, your goal wins, and then keep going. And then after that, it's just consistency.
Consistency is so important.
I think that's success. I think if you're consistent in anything that you truly want to be, I think that's what makes you successful.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we're gonna quote that. That was great.
One more time.
I said, if you're consistent in things that you believe in and that you're passionate about, I think that's what makes you successful.
Yes. Absolutely, because honestly, I suck at consistency. Mike, I know you're listening. He's our producer and director and everything. This is the first thing I've been consistent in my entire life.
Oh, no, I get it, though. My goal for November was to meditate every day in the morning. And I fell off my meditation practice for a while, whole COVID time kind of, because it was my thing in the morning. So then not having to go to work and everything. It was
so you woke up early to meditate too.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's a win.
But it would be like the first thing I did. I'd sit up in the morning, sit in my bed and meditate. And then it just I fell off for months. And then one of the girls I follow, she was doing a meditation practice for the whole month of November. But there were days that even after I would do it for a week straight, I'm like, I did it for a week, so I'm okay. And then 3 days went by where I didn't do it, and I was looking in my notes because you're journaling while you're doing it, so I could see the days that I missed, and I got to get back on it. I can't, because then it's accountability.
100%. Yeah. Consistency is not easy.
No.
It's not easy whatsoever.
And I went to the gym for the first time today with my personal trainer. Shout out to you, Josh. And he was just like, "What is happening, Brett?" And I was like, "I'm so tired." And but I pushed through it. And after the workout, I was like, it was the first workout I was like fighting him with, because like my body was just like, "You don't want to do this. Go lay down." And I was like, "No, we're gonna do it."
When
and then
you
I pushed
past it, you feel so much better and happy that you did.
I mean, it's definitely gonna be hard tomorrow morning. So if anyone out there wants to shoot me a motivational text, I appreciate it.
You got this.
Okay, Marcus, we honestly only have a couple minutes left, which is crazy because it goes by so quick. It always does.
Yeah.
But what would you say? So I think we hit everything, but you got anything on your mind that you want to kind of close off with?
I think that if we're talking about business and being an entrepreneur, I think I definitely want to stress, I know I reiterated a couple times, is take risk. Don't be afraid to ask for things. Networking is the biggest thing that I think that I can preach in anything that you do, is if you get what you receive, right? If you put into somebody else and you believe in their goals, and then they're going to put back, and then just naturally, as we've been saying, the universe is going to give back to you. And then I'll end on, check out cdjapparel.com, get some of your gear, send us some pictures. We'd love to throw you on the site, on our social media, anything like that. And
I know. When is my photo shoot? I want to be on it. Hit him with the follow, 69 brand.
I know you mentioned this too, and Tevin said something about haters exist at the end of the day process. People success, people win. When we fail, we get back up. Haters are all talk and no walk. And I know you mentioned something about that earlier before the show. You were saying something about there'll always be haters.
Always be haters. I think that what I've learned is that no matter what, people like successful people. Like, you're just going to be drawn to somebody who's doing their thing. You're going to be drawn to somebody who's trying to escalate their lives, and there's nothing you can say about that. You're just always going to have haters. I mean, LeBron.
He said LeBron. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. This is Marcus Middleton with CDJ Apparel. He's the COO, and we're going to go to commercial break, and me and Doreen are going to wrap up the show when we get back.
We know that we're asking Americans to do a lot right now. So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible to this virus.
A question I often get asked is, why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
Social distancing is really physical separation of people.
It's what we refer to when we ask people to stay at least 6 feet apart.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, not going to theaters where there are a lot of people. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others who might actually be infected or infect you.
We all have a role to play in preventing person-to-person spread of this disease, which can be deadly for vulnerable groups. For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from Here. Here. Or maybe even here. But an awkward silence can be a great thing. It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down. It doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them. Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to Beautiful Broken this week. It's all about entrepreneurship. I'm Brittany Mahan Doreen Silva. How amazing. I just love young, inspiring people, and Marcus is definitely one of them. We've gone a couple years without talking, honestly. I haven't talked to him. I mean, we talked obviously before he got on the show, but from the last time we talked, I think it was like 3-4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a little
But it's
bit.
always awesome because you have a lot of people that you bring on that you haven't talked to in a while, but when I see you guys, it's like no time has even gone by. You guys are all excited to see each other.
Honestly, I take a lot of pride in that. I take a lot of pride in that because when I see Marcus, like, he's obviously grown up, you know. When I went to high school with him, he was a little boy. Now he's a man, but at the end of the day, I still see him. You know what I mean? I don't see whatever he's done wrong or whatever he maybe failed in. Like, I don't see, like, whatever he thinks he had to overcome, I don't see that. I see his heart, I see his drive, I see his passion, and those are the kind of people I want on my show.
And you see how hard he's worked to get to where he is today.
Absolutely. Yeah. And being on this journey myself, like, I have to shake those hands and make those connections and just be like, hey, listen, like, if you're grinding this hard and I've went to school with you, like, we're taking care of each other in life. Like,
and it's always awesome, and people can inspire each other. You guys can feed off each other's inspiration.
I'm telling you right now, Stoughton has some badass people from it. We have produced a lot of amazing things. A shout out to Stefan Jackson, who's working on an incredible project right now that I'm a part of. Obviously, me and Marcus are going to work together. I'm doing this. There's just so I could go. There's so many people from Stoughton that are just absolutely killing it. So
that's awesome. It's really awesome. I know through my time, there's people you can say that haven't, and then there's people that have, and you always want to, shine on the people that do. Yeah.
Like even Kenny Wormold kind of started the train. We have to give a huge shout out to him. He's actually our cousin.
Well, it's Felicia's it's
my
my little
sister's
cousin.
Yeah. So I think that's cool because he definitely, I mean, he's made it. He has a baby and everything now. So good for him. But
I mean, and even that, it's tough, and he definitely had haters for sure.
Yeah. I call haters boring people.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to be friends with them anyways.
Yeah.
And if you hate on any of my stuff, we were talking about this earlier. If you comment on any of Beautiful Broken stuff or my personal stuff and you say something mean, it will always be deleted and your ass is getting blocked. Because I don't have time for that. I just don't. I can control my social media and I can control that aspect of my life. I can't control anything else in life, right? But I can control that. I can control the comments.
I
and the
always
posts.
wonder what comes over people when they feel the need to jump on somebody's stuff and comment and just to hate, and it's like, I'm having a bad day, so you're gonna have a bad day too.
I don't have that mindset. I've never in my entire life have been home by myself and been like, this is it.
Oh.
Ugliest girl in the world. Kill yourself. Send.
No, I've never done that either. I don't think ever through my life have I ever.
I'm like, yo, where in your brain was any of that logical? Like, where was that? Like, this is the best decision I've ever
And
made?
as we were talking about, what you put out into the universe comes back to you.
I'm telling you, karma is
if you're
real.
not, so you deleting those things, nope. Yeah. And you don't feed into it and comment back and
I'm not
argue back.
stressing on it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I don't want to be everybody's flavor. There was literally a song. There's a music video. If y'all want to check it out, it's called "Let It Go." I starred in it. It was like probably like 3 years ago. It's this white rapper from Taunton. His name's I don't know his name.
I
just forgot
remember.
it. Yeah. It's got it was like "Let It Go," and it literally there's a line in the song where it says, like, life is always about seasons, but make sure it matches your taste and not everybody else's.
I like that.
And it was just so true because you're always trying to make sure people, like, being a person in the spotlight or whatever, or starting your own company, it is very important that people like you. Absolutely.
Right, but who's really not not everybody's liked by everyone.
That's what I'm saying. and you have to take it. Like, you have to be able to have thick skin. And that's what I'm really worried about with this younger generation is, do they have thick skin anymore? You know, they want to jump right to anxiety and that's,
you don't want to focus on who doesn't like you either.
No, and that's why they're having anxiety, is because they're sitting there looking at the people that are being mean to them instead of focusing on the people that love and care about them.
Yeah.
And then you live in this self-destruct bubble of, oh my gosh, everyone hates me, no one likes me. And it's not true. It's just the perception of what you're focused on. Because what you focus on, you attract more into your life.
Yep.
And so focus on things that you want to attract. Focus on attracting money. Focus on being more confident. Focus on more love. Shut off the news. Shut off the negative people on your Instagram, on your Facebook, and just come into your own self, because you're not as scary as people want. Like, I feel so bad the amount of people who have said, I've been seeing this status like everywhere, that they said the loneliest and scariest place sometimes is your own mind.
I mean, it can be, for sure, depending on what you put in your mind and what you're feeding it. And you were saying focus. Where your focus goes, energy flows.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what I live by. People make fun of me because I'm 26 and I watch Disney movies. I will continue to watch Disney movies all damn day long, because
like, I got that Disney Plus.
I do.
I
wish I had my sign. I've always wanted to be a Disney girl for life, and honestly,
Disney girl for life.
That's my new hip side. All right, guys. So, I can't believe we're at the end of the show. Hit us with the follow. Hit us with the like. This is our Instagram. This is our website. So, if you ever want to work with us, DM us if you ever want to be on the show. We actually only have 2 seasons left of 2020. We have Bob coming on next week. He is a photographer in the sport industry, actually one of my really good friends, so I'm really excited to have him on to kind of hear what's been going on in the sports world. Obviously, I've been out of it for a little bit, so definitely tune in next week to catch, if you're interested in the sports world and you want to know what it's like being on the sideline and being a cameraman. He shot for the Bruins, he shot for the Red Sox, Celtics, he does it all. He's a great guy. And the week after that is our love match episode, and that week is a bachelorette. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in every week. I'm Brittany Mahan, she's Doreen Silva.
Good
we
night.
love you a lot.